Welcome to the Light and Love Box channel. You are part of a growing community bringing peace, possibility, and prosperity to help transform our world with light and love. My name is Tracy Anderson.
And my name is Joe Courier. And today we're going to be talking about protection.
So, I was reading something really interesting this morning regarding protection. And in this box, we're actually going to be working with Alhis.
The room.
The room, yes, the
Mhm.
rune Alhis. And it is like a three-pronged top, and then it's got a center that goes down.
So like a Y, but with an extra line in the middle of it.
Yeah,
Okay, like
essentially.
the letter Y, sort of.
Yeah. And so I thought it was really interesting because this is the rune of protection,
Mhm.
right? But what I read, it actually took it a step further, and it was saying that opening up to the heavens
Mhm.
was actually bringing in divine wisdom, and it was our connection to the divine and connection to our higher self.
Mhm.
And that is a different take on the rune than I've ever seen before, but it was a blending of that along with protection.
Okay.
Okay.
So how did they
So
correlate the two?
they just kind of brought it together that it was this and this, that it did both things. And while that might seem really, really random, like how does all that connect to protection? Like, where are you going? I know it seems weird. But when I saw this ritual in my dream,
Mhm.
the power of prime numbers
Yes.
really came up. Okay, so we're not going to
Yeah.
delve into that rabbit hole.
Yeah, that's a
Whoa.
rabbit hole that we went down once, Tracy and I did.
Yeah, so we won't go that far. But the fact that prime numbers are also a connection to the divine and protection, I find very interesting. And in this rabbit hole that we kind of went down, it was interesting that it then became the prime numbers historically are like they're random, they're people don't know what the patterns are, so they
It's not like a Fibonacci sequence or something that you can generate and have the next number come up or the next, yeah.
Yes. So, but what they're discovering is that prime numbers actually are describing the metaphysical world and therefore part of how the universe is operating.
Yes.
And so I don't know. I don't even know if I fully understand all these.
That's part of the mystical and magic aspects of Light and Love Box.
Yeah, but all I can say for certain is that there is something extremely important in this exploration of protection related to prime numbers and how it's connecting out to the universe, how it's connecting out to timelines.
Right. The messaging that's going out, the energetic messaging that is originating basically with the ritual for protection, because we are utilizing 1, 5, 7, 3.
Yeah. So I just think that's really interesting that not only did that occur, okay, the other element that is coming into here is the tarot card for the moon is kind of this, it's our fears, it's our earthly stuff. Okay, great, right? So you have us here on earth and we're reaching up to the divine, right? So that makes sense. Like we've got to let go of those fears. There's a lot of healing opportunities that come with the combination of the tarot of the moon and the rune of Alhis. Okay, so that's great. But the moon, I'm telling you, there is a connection when it is a full moon. There is a connection to all time, past, present, and future. Right. It's almost like this opening up of all those things coming into alignment at one time. And so I think that that is very powerful as well, because not only we're opening up to the universe, we're
Right.
connecting to our higher self, we're going out to the divine, but we're also connecting to the moon,
Mhm.
which is all time. So then when we send out this protection manifestation, I believe it's touching all of time and space.
Which that, in essence, if it touches all of time and space, then also will address fears or
Yes.
trauma
Mhm.
or anything that has created the need for protection or the feeling that you need to be protected.
Mhm.
And that's a basic human survival feeling. I mean, we need our needs met. We need food, shelter, and protection.
Right.
Yeah. So that we then can move forward as a human species. I mean, that's root chakra stuff.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
Which is interesting because this week I worked with someone and she had spoken about a situation where a toddler, while she was a grandmother, and the toddler was in her home. And even though all of the adults were present, the toddler ended up getting hurt. Right.
Okay.
And so we spoke about the fact that even though the parents of the toddler were right there, they were deflecting all of the situation back as responsibility on the grandparents. Right. It was
Okay.
their fault. They
Okay.
needed to do something about X, Y, and Z. And what came up when we were working in terms of the energetic or the divine messages that I got for this grandmother was that she needed every time that this toddler was going to be in her care to, before she picked up the toddler or had the toddler, brought to their home, that she needed to call upon the toddler's guardian angels for divine protection and to use that divine realm so that that was already in place. Because I truly believe we all have guardian angels. They come to us and they are with us either lifetime after lifetime, or they are very strongly here, even though we don't always have the sense of them being directly surrounding us. But our guardian angels, when we ask them, because they have to honor our free will, so when we ask those guardian angels, they are present. And so out of that discussion and out of that awareness, or it gave the grandmother something that she felt like she could actively do, that she believed
Right.
in, that would help to smooth over the situation, but to keep the grandchild safe as well. But I find that interesting because here we are, we're looking at Alhis, it's that
Right.
divine protection. We look up to divine angelic realms and other, divine realms and beings are there to protect us. We speak about our animal allies and the
Right.
protection. We have body protector animals. We have animals that help us discern when something isn't okay in our environment or in the energetic things that are going on. So it's really important for us to keep those energetic pathways open and to exercise that pathway. Not just assume that it's always there, but it's like muscles. We need to strengthen them, strengthen our protective muscles.
Well, and the more that you connect with it, the deeper that relationship is going to become.
Right. And protection for me personally doesn't mean that you are putting a bubble around yourself or that you are pushing everything else out in a way. We can't live in a bubble.
Right.
We need to be connected to the emotions and the vibrations of the environment, the earth, and other people. So it just means finding a way to transmute those energies so that they don't feel like we are pushing against them or that they're pushing against us. They're not depleting us. We're not depleting ourselves, working to keep that
Right.
protective layer. People talk about putting a bubble around you. You can, it's good. We need to. but it's not sustainable 24/7.
Hmm.
So then what do?
Right.
We call on the divine beings to help us.
Right.
So the full moon, I think also is that space where we can literally release. So releasing fears, releasing old baggage, releasing
Hmm.
emotions. We can renew in that fullness, that brightness, so that we renew once we've released, we're filling it with that light and love,
Hmm.
and then resetting the pathway forward through
Hmm.
any dimension, any timeline. So time isn't linear. We know this. We've talked
Right.
about this.
Right.
And so we can, in that full moon magic, do all of those things. That's why manifesting in the full moon for me is so important.
Hmm. Well, that space that's opening up all of time and space, like I feel like
Mhm.
you're sending that message out
Yes. Yeah.
completely.
Yeah. Vibrationally, you were just resonating that.
Hmm.
And it just starts within, in that light within us, like the illumination box helped us to see. We
Hmm.
all have this divine light within
Yes.
ourselves. But then from there, allowing that to emanate so that it will bring us all of the joy and the abundance and the prosperity, the protection, the strength, whatever it is we need
Hmm.
in that
Yeah.
moment. It all comes together, doesn't it?
It's funny how that happens.
Yeah. So we also, with this box, wanted to talk a little bit more about why you're going to be finding the different contents in the protection box. We did speak already about the prime numbers. And so a lot of the stones and crystals that are coming, you're going to find in sets of prime numbers.
Hmm.
So we're going to be sending copper and snakeskin agate, something that most people aren't familiar with.
Hmm.
There's mookaite. There is gray moonstone. So also all of those things are going to be used in combination with a new earth element that we haven't brought in before, which is willow. So we're bringing in a red willow ceremony space for
Hmm.
you to set up these other things within it. And red is also very dominant in this box.
Yes, and it's very connected to protection. So I think the combination of the prime numbers
Mhm.
and that red, it is very, very honestly, it's very fiery.
Yes, it is.
So yeah.
Yeah. And the incense that's coming is also connected to that because ruby is a fiery gem,
Mhm.
and the color ruby connects with the red. So you're actually going to be getting ruby incense for the first time. Yeah.
Yeah, so many cool things coming in this box.
A new combination, new twist, as always, because we never know what's going to come up in Tracy's dreams for us to bring together for you to then enjoy as part of the Light and Love Box ritual processes that manifest so many things in people's lives, not only individually, but like we know, once that starts for an individual, it ripples out and there's that collective manifestation energy.
Mm. Well, if you would like to explore this and more, please feel free to check out the links below. We have our website so
Mhm.
that you can access these boxes and it can become your own transformational adventure. And you can receive them every single month right to your door.
Mhm. So subscribe, follow us on Facebook if you would. Likes help us a lot. And if you haven't done that yet, there's actually a free ceremony, a free moon ritual for turning the tides in your life that you will receive.
Yes,
So thanks
absolutely.
once again for listening and joining us, and we hope to see you soon.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.